another Marvel Legends wave came out, or rather is coming out. And the news is already out there and everybody's already talking about it. And it got me thinking about something that I think some of us avoid talking about. I am honestly relieved that for the most part, I don't want it. So let's be honest about something. Marvel Legends, for what it's worth, and I don't know why, but it seems like recently they have stepped up their game. They're rocking it. They're absolutely rocking it. I cannot tell you how many things I have seen recently in the last 2 years that I've just been impressed with. Like, I'm not the kind of person that runs out and buys a bunch of Marvel Legends. I just don't do it. But recently, they are putting out hit after hit after hit. Things that I just absolutely was not going to pass on. Like everything from the more recent Spider-Man figures that have been coming out to the She-Hulk that we just talked about not too long ago, to the X-Men 97 line that gave me my favorite Wolverine on my shelf. I mean, he's easily my favorite one that I've ever owned. And just over and over and over again, right? And like I said, I don't know. I don't know if they all of a sudden realized that they were no longer number one, that their numbers were dropping off and they decided to step it up or what. I really don't. Or maybe if it's competition within its own rank. Like, because let's be honest about something. G.I. Joe Classified is amazing. I mean, it is solid work. G.I. Joe Classified is one of the very, very best lines out right now. I stick by that. I believe that. I really do. I think that line is exceptional. For the price value that you pay, the face sculpts, the independent body molds, the articulation, the design, the stuff that it comes with, all the accessories, the fact that the G.I. Joes can hold everything that they're supposed to come with. If they come with 2 guns and a backpack and all this other stuff, all of it is equipped to them. That's impressive work. We can't take that away from them. They are rocking it. And then when they release things like a missile launcher with a troop that also has his own accessories and a helmet and his own super look, and then he comes with a rocket launcher, like a 4-thing rocket launcher with explosions and missiles and smoke trails and then he was like, what, $34 or something like that? That is insanity. It is absolute insanity. And what was Marvel Legends giving us? A Spider-Man with the same little web thing? That's it? Like, the little web thing that goes on the ground? Ooh. You get what I'm getting at, though, right? It's almost a joke. And then all of a sudden they just start breaking out, man. Like we got that Ghost Rider on the way. Oh, man, that's so good. But they did this most current wave they're talking about, right? And there was a lot of stuff in there. There was Brother Voodoo. That's not for me. He is cool, but that's not for me. My real experience with Brother Voodoo was the Savage Avengers. Otherwise, I don't really have a lot of association with him. I believe he's more roped into like the Doctor Strange stuff, and I am not a Doctor Strange reader, so not my character. But going on from that, we've got a bunch of other characters. Like we've got an Odin coming out. That's pretty sweet, but I don't really need it. I don't want it even. I'm not really a Thor guy, so it doesn't do anything for me. We've got a Rogue, which is like a first appearance Rogue, which is fine, but I've got all the Rogue I'm going to need. I don't need that Rogue. I really don't. I have zero interest in it whatsoever. And, you know, there's one item, this is what I'm getting at, of everything they talked about, everything they revealed, there's only one item I even want. I want that Phoenix. I have the last release of the green suit Phoenix, regular Phoenix. I have her on the shelf right now. But her legs are a little funny. Her feet are those older feet on the girls where they were really going with the toothpick heels and everything like that. And she likes to fall over, and she doesn't have very great articulation in terms of the torso and whatnot. Then they showcase a new Phoenix, new colors, new face, and the fire effects, that's for Bill. That's for Bill. Bill wants that. But the rest of it, I don't. And here's where this entire video has been building up to. This part right here. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when a wave comes out, right? And it doesn't have a bunch of stuff you want. You go, oh man, really? I wanted this, or how come they didn't release this guy? Or now would have been prime time to put out this guy and this guy. Sometimes it's good to take a breath. I mean, as you can see by my unboxed shelf, this stuff piles up after a time. And you buy and you buy and you buy and you buy. And if you're like me and you're into multiple lines and you like to go like toy hunting and whatnot, I'm buying Gunpla so I can make Gunpla. I buy Marvel Legends because I like Marvel Legends for what it's worth. There are Dragon Ball Z models now that I'm looking for because they're kind of like the Gunpla, and I actually like them a lot. I'm always looking to fill out a little bit more of the Star Trek shelf with characters that I specifically want. Currently, I'm looking for an original crew and a next generation crew to stand in front of the ships, completely representative. I love Masterverse, and I'm buying all of it. I've got it. It's a slow process, but I'm attempting to get every single one of them. We have DC figures, which most of them are McFarlane, I will be honest, but some of them are not. And I'm collecting DC figures all the time. And then there's offhand stuff. Like I do have Star Wars Black Series, some stuff that I actually wanted, things like that. And of course, Tigra is coming out, and we already got Dark Wolf. Like, holy crap, right? Item after item after item after item after item. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. And you know, after a while, you can get yourself in trouble this way. You buy, and then you turn around and you go, oh crap, I just like racked up a lot of expense here. And I don't know about you. Maybe you've got a really good job. If you do, I'm not being like, ooh, you make money. No, I'm being honest with you. If you got a good paying job, if you got it made, I'm actually happy for you. You know what? You've succeeded. We have to give credit to people that make it, or else we don't deserve to make it ourselves. I kind of believe that. And look, so here's the thing. I don't have a huge amount of money. I know sometimes it looks like I do. I'm in here almost daily putting out a video talking about something that I've got. But I don't actually have a whole lot of money. And maybe I'll talk about my toy budget on an independent set video like this, where we just talk topics and whatnot in a different video. Because I do have a toy budget, and it works a very specific way, and it makes it look like I have a lot of money when I don't. All that aside. Because of that, like I said, it's easy to get yourself in trouble. And sometimes when a line puts out a set of figures that don't appeal to you, when Gunpla puts out a bunch of iron-blooded orphan toys, I don't care. And it's not even so much that I haven't watched Iron-Blooded Orphan, but even if I had, I'm not attached to any of those suits. And I don't feel like I would be even after watching it, because I'm very much a Universal Century guy. That's just what I like. I like a little more grounded reality in some of my mobile suits. I say that while having like Moon Gundam on the shelf, but Moon Gundam still feels Gundam to me. Like, it's when they start kind of moving away sometimes that it kind of strikes me as off. But aside from that, there's all these different things that come out. And like when Dragon Ball Z, when they were releasing the Dragon Stars, I kind of got tired of the Dragon Stars and said, I don't like these. And I kind of went back and looked into it and started figuring out why I didn't like them. And I bought one of the model kits. I bought an Android 18, I bought a Goku, and I bought a Future Trunks. And I made them, and I was like, these are awesome. Like, I love these. These are the figures that I want. This is what I want. And now they say, oh, well, we have a whole new line of those figures in, like, new articulations and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, that's for me. And I can wait. I can wait for those to come out where they give me the Krillin I want, the Tin Shinhan that I want, things of that nature. I can wait. Because the truth of the matter is, every time something comes out that we want, we have to make a hard decision. Do we buy it right now? Or do we pass on it and wait? Give it a chance. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get it later on. Or you'll wait. And you'll pass, even though you've seen him in the store, you'll pass on the gold Batman. And then turn around later and find out that he's $54 on the aftermarket and rising. And then you go, oh crap. It is hard sometimes to guess the market. I did an entire video talking about this exact thing when I talked about the Batmobile and how I bought the Batman and Robin that I wanted. And that Batman and Robin that I wanted had disappeared from the market, and they were not getting reprints. For some reason, they showed up in no store, and they were all of a sudden very scarce and starting to cost real money. And I was like, I better dive in now before it becomes a problem. This happens a lot. And especially in something like Masterverse, where I may have passed on something thinking I can come back to it. Some of these things are they're in good order. I can pick it up later. Well, now it's going to cost me like I bought Stratos, and Stratos ended up costing me like $70. He was an actual drop. And that took a big portion of my budget for that toy run. And when these situations happen, right? When we get slammed like that, it can be very hard, if not impossible, to keep up with the other thing that we want, like all the Marvel Legends that are coming out. So, instead of being irritated or mad, right, or ungrateful, oh, these figures, this isn't even close, I was hoping for this, or wanted this, or how come this, or when's this, take a breath. I would argue that it's actually beneficial to have waves you don't want. There's so many characters, and it's so branching, and there's so much that when you talk about something like Marvel Legends, or almost any other toy line for that matter, you're always going to come across lines and releases and waves that you don't like. But why should that bother us? Shouldn't that be a good thing? I get to take a step back for about a month, maybe even 2 months, and say, I don't want that Venom. I don't need that Odin. I don't care about that Namor looking dude. I don't need Helverine or whatever. Though I did kind of laugh when I seen him, and because I don't know what comic that was, I didn't see that. So, but because I didn't know, I didn't want him. But I do kind of want that head. But for a completely different reason, just for a dumb toy video thing where I could set his head on fire and he'd be like, ah! But that was it. And I saw the Storm and I said, oh, that's for me, until I realized what Storm it was. It's the Blood Storm. I thought it was the 80s Storm. I wanted the Mohawk 80s Storm. I didn't really care one way or another about Bloodstorm. I really didn't. I did see her in a comic. I can't remember what comic it was. I do remember reading and having her show up in one of the comics that I was reading and being like, oh, that's cool, but I don't care. Was it All New X-Men? Did I see her all the way back in All New X-Men? Maybe. I can't remember. Irrelevant. But look, sometimes I feel like it's good to have waves that we don't want. We could save our money and pivot it somewhere else or wait for a big item that we have to have. I actually think it's a good thing to come across waves and items that we don't want and don't need, and to be honest with ourselves about that. And it also opens up the prospect. See, they released this Phoenix at just the right time. It's going to be a deluxe. It's going to be Phoenix. It's going to be fantastic. It's something that I really want. And I don't want anything else from this wave. So it cleared up that entire release area. I'm not going to have anything on pre-order necessarily. I'm not going to have anything that I'm gunning for. And because of that, she's absolutely prime in terms of all this, part of the shelf anyway, that I can pick her up and replace the old Phoenix with her. Fantastic. I think it's a good thing. I like coming across waves that I can say, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to save like $225. Right? I don't know. It's something that I've noticed in the time that I've done this, that people get really mad about waves that they don't like, when I feel like it's a chance for us as collectors to take a breath. Okay, what are they going to release next? Because now I have time to like save some money and wait it out and get the shelf space situated and things like that. I think it's a good thing. What do you guys think? I just was thinking about it. Everybody's talking about the new wave and everything like that, and all the news that I keep seeing, I keep going, I don't think I care. I mean, I want that, but I don't want anything else. And the more I think about it, I think that's a good thing. I'm going to get out of here.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.